Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
Let's go down a rabbit hole, a very timely,
I know
timely rabbit hole.
this is timely, and it's sort of like, are we kind of making a U-turn in a rabbit hole?
Well,
Sort of.
this is what happened.
So,
She had a German Shepherd moment.
I
You
know.
re-German Shepherd her, and then she had another German Shepherd moment.
Well, you know what? I think I've come to the conclusion that you can't really be rehabilitated from a German Shepherd moment.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about Candace Owens,
Candace Owens.
CO.
And so, what's a German Shepherd moment? You say it because it's cleaner. You get mad because you always say, keep it
No,
clean.
I like you to explain it, but just keep it clean, Firefly.
So, how do I keep that clean, though? It's a very specific thing. So,
It
what
is.
we're talking about is a German Shepherd moment. So, if
Is
people who,
is a bridge too far
it's a bridge too far.
with somebody.
So a German Shepherd moment is when somebody exhibits a behavior that now once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And it's kind of a bridge too far where now you kind of don't lend any credence to their worldview anymore. And you don't really want to have anything to do with this person. You've kind of stricken them off your Christmas list.
Exactly.
So that's what happened with Candace Owens because when your neighbor Jennifer, when Jennifer says, come over anytime. Yeah, I leave the screen door wide open.
Just come on in.
Just walk right in and just whatever you need. And so we're over there, and me and you were playing poker, and then we realized, oh my gosh, there's no more sugar. Instead of going to the store, I said, let me just go ask Jennifer really quick.
And I need sugar for my iced tea.
You need some sugar for your iced tea really quick. So let me just go see. And Jennifer, what's up? How's it going? And then what do I see?
Something really horrific.
Yeah. So Jennifer is on the couch and her German Shepherd is going down on her.
Oh.
And so now you see that and you go, oh my God, Jennifer, I'm so sorry. I didn't, I'll come back another time. And then I go back and we're about to start playing poker again. You go, wait, where's the sugar? And I go, I just saw something over at Jennifer's house.
I can't unsee it.
And then I tell you what happened, and you go,
Ew. God.
So now,
So gnarly.
So now Jennifer comes back the next time and she goes, will you guys come over to play Yahtzee? And you go,
We're not really available.
I have to go get my nails done. And whatever. We come up with
we come up with a lot of excuses to avoid Jennifer.
Because now we can't really hang out with Jennifer anymore because that was too gross. And now we kind of think she's a gross person and we don't really lend a lot of credence to her worldview.
Right. But then sometimes after, some time passes, maybe sometimes these people can do something that you feel like redeems them in your eyes, or maybe it's just that you feel like you should be forgiving.
Well, now,
sometimes
this is where you and I kind of have a little bit of a different opinion. What do I say?
Well, I like to give benefit of the doubt.
You do.
And you, on the other hand, like to, you think guilty until proven innocent.
Yes. And that's how it definitely was with Candace.
I know. So you're guilty until proven innocent. And I'm definitely very skeptical about like most things and most people, but I give benefit of the doubt. And, sometimes I don't know.
Well, what happened with Candace was interesting is when we first started doing the podcast, you were like, oh no, she's great. And I was even kind of going, yeah, but see, I knew Candace from the get-go.
Well, I actually had maybe a slight German Shepherd moment a long time ago and questioned her, but then I thought, oh no, she's great. She's talking truth. She seems
So what
legit.
you did was, so she had a German Shepherd moment with you ultimately when she refused to call attention to the anomalies surrounding Erica Kirk.
Exactly.
That was a German Shepherd moment for you where you went, okay, she's just exhibited behavior that's a bridge too far. She's controlled opposition. But then you said, You know what, though? She's addressing it. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, and she kind of un-German Shepherd momented herself.
She did. She sort of like she started so when she refused to address the anomalies with Erica Kirk's behavior surrounding the incident, um, that was the German Shepherd moment for me because it kind of made me go back to the place that I had been in a long time ago where I was like, she's probably controlled opposition because I was like, why would she not be, addressing this? Like she's literally looking at and commenting on every other person's odd behavior that surrounds this incident, but she's not addressing that person's odd behavior. And she's like the oddest of them all. Well, then it was a couple weeks ago that she started like talking about
She addressed
she addressed it. And so I thought, okay, oh my gosh, maybe she is realizing it. Or possibly what we talked about was maybe she's just reading the comments and seeing how everybody wants her to address it. And so she's like damage control.
it. Hmm.
But I was like, okay, benefit of the doubt. Maybe, maybe
That's good.
maybe she's yeah, maybe that she's legit and that's good. And but you know what? The other day, she put out this long video saying that she had a 4 hour long meeting with TPUSA and Erica Kirk.
They're like a controlled opposition think tank.
Yeah. And she kind of like she started off the whole thing. This is the un-German shepherding.
Oh my
This is
God.
no, this is the re-German shepherding. Okay.
Yes. So she kind
She
of you this is the analogy. So Jennifer apologized. She came over and she goes, "You guys, I know that you saw Rex going down on me, but I've stopped. I told Rex no more. And
it
me and
was
my
just
husband are back
it
together.
was just a weak moment
It
of
was just that one moment. I just couldn't resist. And I put some peanut butter down there. And but now I don't do that anymore." And you went, "Okay, you know what? You're so nice. And you did make us that nice bun cake.
yeah.
So by all means, come back over. We'll play Yahtzee." But then you went over there again to because she left her keys with you while you walked the dog, and then you went back over there to drop off the keys, and you saw another time
Mm-hmm.
that Rex was going down on her.
Hmm.
And you said, "Okay, again, now," and then, and now at this point, Candace is just like, "I just can't control myself. I can't help it. Just whatever. Just strike me off your Christmas list." I think that's kind of where it's at now.
That's kind of where it's at because the way she started off this whole episode was um she's all you all are crazy. All
You're
you ti-
all
all you
crazy.
TikTokers are just out of control and you're crazy
I'm
because
saying,
you're all making these videos and comments about like that I got the call and I sold out and I'm not legit blah blah blah, and she's going on this tangent just saying you guys are just crazy, like that's not what happened at all, that's just crazy talk, it's just nuts. And I'm like,
well,
okay,
now, okay, since you say that, I'll just completely just reject that notion.
yeah, because we're crazy.
You know,
So
I'm crazy. Okay,
I'm like,
bye.
okay, that's it. She literally did exactly what she talks about the you know
You know what
they
she
doing,
did?
where they gaslight you and just say you're
She
crazy.
was Ingrid Bergman's husband.
Yeah, totally. And she talks about this stuff all the time. And she says, oh, they'll just call you crazy or whatever instead of like addressing the actual issue. And this
It's
is
like when somebody from that country from 1948 gets approached with the notion that they can actually control the world through mafia tactics and blackmail. They go, "You're crazy.
yeah.
That's just insane."
And she talks about this stuff all the time and it's gaslighting, and she literally did that very thing. And I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that you're actually doing this thing that you have explained in detail." And I guess
You know
like
why that's a German Shepherd moment? Because the proper tenor would be like this. Audience, you know what? I totally understand where you guys are coming from, thinking I'm controlled opposition. You guys have a healthy skepticism of people because you've been lied to, you've been disappointed in the past. I totally get it. Let me prove through this time, trust me, I'm going to prove to you that I am a revolutionary and I'm on your side and we are going to win this war. Then I'd be like, that's cool. She's got the right tenor. But instead, she's like managing your takeaway.
Mhm.
still. And
Mhm.
she's trying to be like, no, excuse me, I manage your takeaway. Remember, I worked at small Native American Girl Valley,
Right.
and when you pull into the parking lot, I tell you, you go park right here. Well, what happened is her audience started saying, I'm just completely ignoring you and going up to the lodge. And
Right.
so car after car just kept ignoring her and going up to the lodge. And now she's mad and
Yeah.
she's put cones up and said, no, I told you go park there.
Totally, and she was, like, laughing, like, she was laughing at her audience. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys, that's just crazy, that's just nuts. Oh my gosh, that's totally
As
not
if
how I
that's
am."
going to be the magic elixir to get people to go, oh, see, look at how dismissive she is. That
Yeah.
I must be completely off base.
Yeah. So I really tried to listen to this whole episode because I'm like, okay, I want to hear what she's got to say. And she went on and on about how, she was talking with Erica Kirk. And one of the main things that she, thought was like not right with Erica Kirk was that she had pointed out the fact that Charlie got had sent a message to somebody the day before saying they're going to kill me. And Erica said she had his phone and he never sent that message. And Candace had said that, she's obviously lying or whatever. Well, we cleared that up because she said, well, she was only looking at his iMessages,
That's all it was.
but Charlie used Signal or Telegram, so that's where the messages were,
That's all it
and she
was.
didn't bother to look at those. So we
No.
cleared that whole thing up, but, I still, so she's totally fine.
Because, a text message where my husband declares the day before that he's gonna get killed, I just look at his text messages, and if it's not there, I don't even
I don't dig any further.
no,
No, no.
no. I just figure, you know what? It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, and, like, if it's your husband, you wouldn't know that he talks through Signal
I
and
don't
stuff.
really pay attention.
I don't really know what he's doing.
I'm a clone from 1970.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just kind of look good and show up for like public events.
Yeah. So she was making all these excuses for Erica Kirk's odd behavior again. And but she did point out that she's still super suspicious of like these other characters, like
You
Rob
know what it
McCoy
is?
and
It sounds like she's running cover for Erica Kirk because Erica
hmm
Kirk came out on Fox News earlier this week. And remember what she was all saying? She was like, excuse me, can you please
oh yeah.
stop with the conspiracy theories about my husband's death?
Yeah.
I'm trying to grieve and move on,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. As she's like wiping her dry eyes.
Let me just act like I'm crying. Oh, excuse me, did you see my Freemason ring?
Totally. So I don't know. It seems like it seems like she's just trying to do damage control to not lose her audience and her fan base. But what was interesting? Um so I'm like really trying to like get through this whole episode because the longer she talked, the more I was just like, oh God.
Digging herself deeper.
Yeah, totally. And I'm like, this just doesn't ring true to me. And it just sounds phony. And to use her words, fake and gay, because she loves saying that. And I'm like, I don't know. This just
That's Stu's line too.
fake
Fake
and
and gay.
gay.
So that might be
A
remember
trigger. Oh,
remember Operation Mockingbird? Yeah, trigger
yeah.
words. So maybe like there's certain people on the right that are still walkers,
Yeah.
but they just drink that kind of Kool-Aid. So when you go fake and gay, they go and they go, yes, that's the words I love.
Totally.
Because that's what Stu said about our elections. He's like,
They're fake and
I'm
gay.
wearing a t-shirt with my plaid suit, and elections are fake and gay.
Yeah.
And there's probably walkers out there that went,
So, but I'm trying to get through the episode. I'm like, just like to see if there was any
you know
legit
what she's
info.
become? It's
What?
total soap opera-y.
It's very soap opera-y, and I'm almost like talking about it. I'm almost hoping we don't become soap opera-y, but I felt like we needed to address this because
Well,
we've talked about it so many times with the controlled opposition, and
that's right.
we've kind of gone back and forth with her. Like we thought she was rehabilitated from her German Shepherd moment with us, And now it seems like I just don't think that's
Well, you know
possible.
why we keep talking about it is for two reasons. Controlled opposition is very, very important to the enemy,
Yeah.
but also because we are trying to discover whether or not we can organically become successful as podcasters
Right.
talking about these political topics.
Yeah.
I could
We'll
probably
probably get
I
flagged.
could probably go become a successful podcaster talking about something very blue pill.
Mhm.
Like if I talked about like Kelly Slater's championship surfing years and I do a whole documentary about it, I'd probably be like going paddleboarding with him and Eddie Vedder,
Yeah.
But I want to do a podcast about what's really going on. So I want to find out if you can actually
And maybe you
succeed.
can't do that. But you know what's interesting, Firefly?
Mm,
The point that I was getting to is that as I was really trying to like make it through this episode that I was listening to, um, I kind of got to the point where I just got tired of listening to her because like you said, she was like digging herself in deeper.
yeah,
And I kind of was like, okay, I think it's just my original German Shepherd like moment that I had, like that she caused with me is legit, and that's really her true colors. So I kind of stopped listening, and I just started reading the comments, and they were like overwhelmingly exactly like what I was thinking. They were like, "Oh, you're just not legit. I can't trust you anymore, blah blah blah." Like you've just dug yourself in deeper.
yep.
Exactly what we were saying. And I'm like, "Okay, so her listeners are not dumb. And most of them are seeing this. And I think she's had a German Shepherd moment with a lot of her listeners. Now, is she
And
suddenly going to lose all of her fan base? I don't know.
this is what I say even further. I say we are rippling through, and that
Totally.
her listenership is being influenced by our takes.
Could be. Now, the problem is um, people have the attention span of gnats.
Yes,
So
they're Dory.
even though people could be very awake and aware, they might just forget about this in a month or so, or they might feel like they want to forgive her, like we forgave Jennifer and like invited her over to play Yahtzee. Um,
What you know what they'll do?
you know
They'll
what I
go
mean?
find another controlled opposition person that they'll go, well, I trust this one.
Yeah,
Because that's kind of like if you got duped by Candace, then you're going to get duped by the next CO. You got to stay red velvet cake. Otherwise, you're going to get duped. Is there any other ones that you wanted to bring up?
well, I think what it's funny because the point that you made before we started recording was um like you know what this sort of makes me think about first impressions.
Okay.
Like you know when you meet somebody for the first time and you get like that first impression
Yes.
and you kind of formulate an opinion.
Yes.
I have realized that my first impressions and my instincts are
Accurate.
accurate.
That's right.
And so many times, like, I have met somebody and I kind of had like an opinion, and then end up spending time with that person and I try to like tell myself, I think I had the wrong opinion about that person. They're actually a better person than I thought they were, you know?
But
But
then they show their true
they
colors.
show their true colors, and then what happens is I end up going, "Oh my gosh, I was right from the beginning." My
I do that too, and
Yeah,
I stick to my guns. And to tell you the truth, I think it's inaccurate to portray myself as um everybody's guilty until proven innocent. But if I have a sneaking suspicion about somebody, it's real and I don't ignore it.
yeah.
I had a sneaking suspicion about Candace right from the get-go. Her When she first got introduced in 2016, her backstory was sus. She was like a big somebody in some leftist cult, and then she said, "Well, maybe abortion doesn't have to be done for um reproductive it's not like birth control. You can't use abortion for birth control." And she said, that got me kicked out of the leftist cult. That sounds sus.
Mm,
That was like why she was on the Alex Jones show. She's
mhm.
like, I got canceled. And it's like, dude, how many people have gotten like their whole like social media presence completely blown up and they didn't get to go on Alex Jones and
Right.
talk about it? So that was already sus. But see, what I think I've been doing with you is always kind of playing devil's advocate with you. And you kind of were going, no, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. Then you came around and you were like, you know what, you're right. But then you kind of were like, but wait a second. And now you're like, but you know what?
So it makes me feel like that kind of like instinct when you like have that first impression about somebody, but then like you decide to like give them benefit of the doubt, like I do.
Totally.
And then you later realize, no, your first impression was accurate, it was right. And I think what you said kind of like accurately describes it. It's because the behavior is a bridge too far.
That's what it
That's what
is.
it is. It's
That's
a
what it is.
bridge too far. So,
Charlie Sheen, for instance.
yeah.
Charlie Sheen, I don't want to watch any more of his movies. Now that he's come out and said, well, I just looked at the other side of the menu and I saw all these other offerings, and now I have sex with dudes and women, and I'm so much more stoked to have
And
AIDS
little boys.
and little boys probably. And then, so like when he went on that, when he did the documentary, like I was still a fan until he did the documentary.
Oh god.
And now I'm
He
like,
he dug himself in deeper.
he dug himself in deeper.
He talked too much.
Yeah, and now he's had a German Shepherd moment, and I'm like, dude, it's a bridge too far. A German Shepherd moment is a German Shepherd
It's
moment.
a bridge too far.
It means there's no going back.
So you kind of can't go back from that. And I
Like Jennifer can't just be like, well, I'm back with my husband now. I stopped doing that completely.
the dog sleeps outside at night now.
It's fine. Yeah. It's like, but wait a second, you did that, you know? It's kind of like Lorena Bobbitt. Remember her?
Yeah.
She gets really mad at her husband because he doesn't make her come. So she just decides to like wait for him to fall asleep and then chop off his you know what.
Uh-huh.
Like someone
It's a
does
German
that.
Shepherd mouth.
Yeah, you can't just be like, oh, you know what, Lorena, I love you now. And
Yeah.
I can tell
You
that you
had your reasons.
that was it seemed like the right thing to do at the time. No, it was like the fact that you got so mad at him for not making you come that you chopped off his you know what, that kind of makes me go, well, what made you come to that conclusion? And I kind of maybe can't lend credence to your worldview anymore.
So the episode that we did previously, we talked about being rehabilitated from doing having a German Shepherd moment. And I thought maybe that was possible. You can forgive the person and stuff, and maybe they're rehabilitated. But what I think I'm realizing now is when somebody has a German Shepherd moment with you,
Yeah.
or for you or whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
quite exactly sure the how to grammatically phrase that, but I don't think you can really be rehabilitated from it.
No.
I don't think you can undo it.
It'd
I
be
think
like,
that's who you are. That's
yeah.
your true colors, you know?
Like this guy's like, well, 15 years ago, I got arrested for child, CP, and I was having sex with like some kids.
Yeah.
But now I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And
That's a German
so
Shepherd
I
moment.
want to work at the YMCA now. Please hire me. You know?
Be a camp counselor.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to give you the benefit of the doubt, but it's kind of like,
Well, that's probably why they put those kind of predators on a list.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have to be on a list, and
They're on
like
the list.
the neighborhood has to know. They have to like they can't live near schools and stuff because that's a major German Shepherd moment, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, even if the person did rehabilitate, that's between them and God. You can't give them another break.
Yeah.
It's not like, "Oh, dude, go hang out with my daughter. It's fine."
Yeah. No.
No,
Mm-mm.
so that's kind of how it is, and I think with CO, because the reason that we make this analogy is because controlled opposition is a disgusting thing.
Hmm.
Because what they're doing is lying to people, and they're a wolf in sheep's
Sheep's
clothing.
clothing.
And that's the worst scum.
Yeah,
They're like the
because you trust them.
they're like the priests and they're like the pastors that come and say, no, 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 I'm looking out for you, but they're wolves in sheep's clothing. Plus, the other thing that then makes them disgusting is um, they take people who are trusting and betray their trust.
Right.
So that's a disgusting character trait.
Right.
So, Candace, I hate to say it, but shame on you because you work for Satan and then you lie to people and act like you're on their side.
Yeah, it's not good.
And I think now you've gone back and forth a few times. I think what you finally do is you go, okay, that
That's a bridge too far.
Alex Jones has done that with us. I think both of us have both basically come to the conclusion. I think with Alex Jones, when he first started talking about how well endowed he was, that was a siren. I was like, going, "Wait, wait, wait." But then what finally did it was when Peter Thiel went to Bilderberg, and he comes out and he goes, well, the main thing that we need to be afraid of is one world government. And it's more of a threat than AI and global change. But then so then Alex Jones comes out and goes, dude, no, 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 no. Peter Thiel and that Jewish Muppet that started Palantir, those guys are in the arena fighting for us.
Oh my God.
And that was when I went, dude, I just saw your German Shepherd going down. But I actually now with Alex Jones, like we talked about, I know when to walk in because his German Shepherd goes down on him every day.
Yeah.
So I know exactly when to walk in and go, okay, just verifying, yep, your German Shepherd goes down on you. But see, that's the thing. You got to have discernment because you do want to give these people the benefit of the doubt. What I've learned to do is let's talk white pill.
White pill.
So white pill for this one is you have to make sure that you don't get duped by controlled opposition people like Candace.
Right.
Right. So what is the white pill? We always say you have to be what? Red.
Velvet cake.
You have to be red velvet cake.
Yeah.
And the red velvet cake is a red pill and a white pill swirled together.
Yeah.
You got to be red pilled and white pilled. So you have to be looking at the truth and always having a hopeful, positive attitude. And then you're going to see these people for who they are. But the only way that you can do it is you have to not drink Kool-Aid because if you drink Kool-Aid, you might be allergic to the red pill.
Totally.
Yeah. And then when you're allergic to the red pill, you keep on your Kool-Aid because you don't want to have an allergic reaction. But now you're, sitting there listening to Candace and Alex and Stu.
Well, and also, I think what we've talked about many times is how a lot of people are on a new blue pill because the everything is just too scary and they don't want.
Like the one girl.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with it anymore. So
I was awake during Tooties.
but everything's just so scary. I just took a new blue pill and I
Yeah.
don't want to see any of that scary stuff anymore.
You know, who that reminds me of? Do you remember James O'Keefe?
Yeah.
James O'Keefe.
Oh
He's a
God.
total culture
He's
club.
such a phony.
He's a phony. He's culture club. So, anyways, he did one of those things where he like hides a camera in his pants and he's talking to the guy.
Oh God.
And
Like how long are people going to keep falling for that?
it
It's
looks
so
like it's all
staged.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like that was one of the things he was talking about though. He was talking to an FBI agent who was a whistleblower. Have you noticed nothing ever good comes from whistleblowing?
Yeah.
And nothing changes.
They're all whistleblowers.
It's all just for clicks.
Yeah.
But this whistleblower comes out and he's like, why don't more of the regular people working in the FBI come out and whistleblow against the people above them, you know? And they did a revealing of the method. So they go truth, 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 lies.
Mm.
So the truth is they don't want to do that because like the guy goes, well, I've got two Teslas. We have a house. I have a mortgage. I have two daughters in college. I have huge nut every month. I have to be, my overhead is like 10 grand a month, 10 grand a month.
Mhm.
I have to have 10 grand a month coming in. So I need my job at the FBI. And it's like, but they're corrupt. I understand, but I just keep my nose down and do my job. That's what these people do.
Yeah.
That's how you get blue pilled. You go, well, I got to keep paying. I have all of these expenses, so I'm going to keep working for Satan. I know I'm working for Satan, but
That is so gross to me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's like when you know something is wrong and you continue to do it, like that's
because you don't want to rock your boat, your
yeah,
financial situation.
that's being a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh, for sure, for
Because
sure.
it, it's like, the people that really just don't even know what's going on, it's like whatever, they're just asleep, they're walkers. But if
Like the
you
people at the library.
I know. But when you know and then you still continue the behavior, it's I don't know, it's just
Well, what it is such a self-centered, egotistical worldview. It's look, all I care about is my financial wherewithal. I don't care about the fact that I'm working for Satan.
Yeah.
I don't care about the evil that's being done. In the FBI, especially, that's where they're doing all kinds of evil
Or
stuff.
power, like a lot of it, I think is power and prestige and position.
Totally.
Like people love their position in the community or in the company or
Oh
whatever,
God,
you know?
yes. Well,
So,
like the FBI, for instance, like if you're working for the FBI, you're working for the organization that sent like operatives into J6, and like people died from that. That one lady
yeah,
got trampled to death.
I know.
That one girl got shot.
Now, here I am, benefit of the doubt. I don't think every person that works in the FBI is bad or evil. And I think that there probably are a few good people, and maybe they're hoping to make changes because, um, like, here's like a case in point. Like, I know, like, you call hospitals Murder Inc.
Yeah.
And we've talked about how corrupt they are, which they are, and all their stupid music videos that they posted
Oh
during
God,
during
the dance videos.
cooties, yeah,
We're
when
overrun.
they were so busy, and how they push like all these pokey pokes and things to get money, and we know that. But I have a couple of friends who work in healthcare who totally go against it, and they kind of speak out and try to like change the status quo. So there are a few people like that,
No, I think so. And
not very many.
I have
And
a friend who's like that, but
that might be a whole other episode actually.
and I argued with her. I said, because that's how it's so funny. I watched The Exorcist.
I can't believe you watched them.
I love The
It's such
Exorcist.
a scary, gross
I
movie.
love that movie. So, anyways, the mom, she's in the culture club.
Mhm.
The mom of Reagan, who gets possessed by the devil,
Mhm.
she's in the culture club and she's making a movie in the beginning. And that's what she's talking about. She's like going, the movie scene is like a protest at the school, at the college, and they're protesting. And she goes, "We have to work within the system. We have to make changes from within the system." But she's in the culture club,
Mm.
and that's what she's saying.
Mhm.
That's what culture club kind of they give people that Kool-Aid. I'm I'm working within the system. My name's Nick Fuentes. I'm working within the system to bring about positive change.
Well,
My name's Tucker Carlson.
they're always putting those messages out there in movies. All those little tiny messages in scenes that seem like it's just part of the scene or part of the story, but it's like little tidbits to socially engineer the audience into, this is the way that you're supposed to think or believe or act.
It's planting seeds. When became a film major, they said there's nothing in a film that's not totally intentional. Nothing. Everything's intentional. That one little line was totally intentional.
Mhm.
And it is. It's totally planting a seed. Remember how we talked about how Amway, the pyramid scheme, might have been planting a seed because then it gets people thinking in that pyramid scheme kind of way, which is
Yeah,
conducive.
yeah.
Everything's like planting seeds. So
Mhm.
what they're planting there is like this notion like you can work within the system. What have I always said as our white pill for our episodes is we have to have alternative healthcare system.
Right.
You don't go work in the Rockefeller healthcare system and try to bring about positive change. You start your own healthcare system,
Yeah.
you
And that's,
know?
that's hard for some people. Like they might be sitting here listening going, "Yeah, but I have a family and I can't just go start my own business." But um maybe um staying in that system and trying to make change is good, and maybe you can make change, but there are other ways too, like, there's probably alternate, like, healthcare systems that maybe you don't need to go start one, but maybe you could go be, like, you know, the
Like you
nurse
could,
at that place,
yeah, or maybe you go
or
start an
whatever.
organic farm and you make medicine with herbs
Or maybe you don't have to necessarily go start the farm, but maybe there's a farm
that you go work.
already started, yeah, and they need somebody to help them,
That's what I'm saying.
you
And
know?
you go just work, you go do your job, but you go do it in the alternative healthcare
Yeah,
system.
because if enough people go and start, working in these other systems, those systems will become bigger, And eventually, there's a tipping point,
Well, yeah, like
you
I
know?
was thinking about that when I used to recruit for nursing homes. Some of the nurses were so great,
Mhm.
but all they're doing is making Murder Inc. look good
Yeah.
to people.
I think that, it's so hard for so many people to just like make ends meet, that it's like, all they can really do every day is just get up and go to their job and try to like make an income. So I think it's really hard to like wrap your head around the idea that maybe there's something else out there. But I think, you know, it's important to remember there are other options out there. Maybe there's like a really great doctor that needs a helper, or maybe there's a great farmer that needs a helper, or
That's
whatever,
right.
you know.
And I think you need to be proactive. What you have to not do is um, acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
You don't acquiesce to Satan. You know what I was thinking? Um, Acquiescing makes you look old and ugly.
Mm,
Not acquiescing keeps you young and vibrant.
really?
I think so.
Maybe that's what's working for us.
That's right.
we
Because we're alive
we
and
don't
vibrant, and we're not all old and ugly looking,
know.
and we're not 39 anymore.
39 and a half.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is acquiescing is what you have to avoid. And if you're working for the FBI, you're kind of acquiescing. I know your kids are in college, but you tell your kids, I'm working for Satan. I can't do it anymore. And you go and you start some kind of an organization, or maybe, if you're in the FBI and you have all that knowledge, go start a podcast and go whistleblow
I was
and
going to say, go be a whistleblower,
go be a
a
whistleblower,
real whistleblower.
a real whistleblower,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, so I'm going to just like let go of all my secure financial situation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because what you have to remember is it's not what you have, it's what you are.
Are we whistleblowers?
Yes, we're whistleblowers. Well, we're kind of like what we do is I've kind of boiled down what we do. We alter the discourse.
Yeah.
The controlled opposition, the culture club likes to control the
They
discourse.
don't like that.
They don't like that. They want to control the discourse.
Mhm.
They want everybody's conversations to be in the sandbox. We um, say things that are from outside of the sandbox. It's like, remember I told you when I was in elementary school, we had that sandbox and stompers came out and we made the little stomper tracks.
Right.
Well, it'd be like if somebody came and took like some of the grass and clovers and just like sprinkled it into the sandbox. So now there's some grass and clovers in there. And they're like, what's that? That's
Yeah.
only supposed to be in sandbox stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We are injecting things into the discourse. And I think what you're seeing in this phenomena with Candace is indicative of that.
Hmm.
You and I, with our podcast, believe it or not, are injecting things into the discourse that's changing the whole dynamics of it.
Right. Because you know what else? Like with our 106 listeners on Rumble, um,
Yes, exactly. It's only
which
been 106 for like 4 weeks now.
yeah, and now that we have like you know, all the 106 of them, were getting even less views on our videos than we used to get when we had 20 listeners.
Yeah, that's nothing to see here.
um but I think those listeners, which is probably more like probably in the thousands,
Probably.
are actually, I think they're sharing and they're talking about these same things too. And there's a lot of people having these same conversations because, like I was mentioning earlier, the comments with the Candace episode were all like mostly in line with exactly what we're saying. Like people just aren't buying it. So people,
Maybe we injected that into the discussions, into
yeah,
the discourse, because everybody was kind of looking at Candace as like, whoa, she's under attack.
she's the number one
She's
podcaster
the
in the
number one,
world.
and look at under attack from that country from 1948. She is a hero. That was her ethos. The
Hmm.
same thing with Trump. With he's a clean bleeder.
So I kind of had an epiphany.
Epiphany, epiphany.
I don't know if we talked about this before, but I'm wondering if her objective or her job is to push and promote the Catholic Church. Because I
Interesting.
was thinking, what is her whole thing? Like, what is she supposed to be pushing. And
Where does she want you to park?
yeah, and that this is a big thing with her. Like she talks about how she converted to Catholicism, and whenever she's got a problem, she goes and talks to her priest, and she's always talking a lot about the Catholic Church. And we know how corrupt the Catholic Church is.
Catholic Church has that one big meeting room that looks like a snake.
It looks like a snake with the eyes and everything. It's really weird. And the Pope, I mean,
They do
they're
idolatry. They go and burn
yeah,
candles to statues. That's not from the Bible.
they're super liberal
And
with
then they do
everything.
indulgences. Like they'll like back in the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church would say, "If you give me money, I'll forgive you your sins."
Yeah,
It
that's
was
weird.
like that type of a. And then the Pope is just kind of like, why does the Vatican have so much money?
Hmm.
And why is there all this secrecy about the Vatican?
What about all those tunnels underneath?
Tunnels.
And why is the Vatican its own
It's
city?
its own city.
That's weird.
It's really weird. It's the
There's a
Catholic
lot of
Church is
mysteries.
it's a big corrupt like cult. That's what the Catholic Church is.
Yeah.
But that is interesting. She's corralling people into Catholicism, Catholic worldview, um, because remember I told you the plan was one world government
Hmm.
based in Israel. Part of that plan is this Noahide religion. Have you heard about this?
I have heard about it. I don't know much about it.
Well, Noahide religion means there's one religion that's allowed globally
Oh, okay.
or flat earthly.
Yeah.
So,
Or all the way around the flat earth,
exactly.
all across.
Basically, in BlackRock Inc., which is life on Earth, you have to have one religion. There's
Yeah.
only one that's allowed.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to ever mention Jesus,
Oh.
but you're not going to be allowed to be a Muslim. There's just going to be one religion. And so Catholicism is, I think, kind of the maybe model for that one world religion that they're trying to bring in.
Oh,
So
interesting.
that might be what's going on.
Mhm.
Maybe she's corralling. She seems to be a corraler.
Yeah.
She really likes to corral her audience.
Why do you think Catholicism would be the model for one world government?
Well, because Catholicism kind of has a lot of the control mechanisms in
Oh,
place.
yeah. A lot of control. I mean, there's all these little like rituals that they
There's little
do.
rituals
That's
and
really,
rites of
yeah, it's
passage.
really weird. And they have like colors for different seasons. And then there's like all these little, the rituals are really weird. They like, they do the sign of the cross
Mhm.
and they have the holy water and they've got like their saints and they've got the rosary. I mean, it's a lot of like really kind of almost superstitious type
Totally.
things.
Totally, like burning candles, and they got all these rituals, and they have these rites that
Yeah,
you have to go through.
right.
And it's also that, like, if you ever talk to a Catholic,
Confessions.
yeah, a lot of Catholics believe, like, well, unfortunately, if you're not a Catholic, you're gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
There's kind of a lot of that ethos. So the Noahide religions, I think they kind of like that. Well, plus also, it's where they want to corral Christians.
Right.
So Candace probably has a
So,
largely Christian audience.
hmm,
So the Christians, the Culture Club is like, what are we going to do with these Christians? We need to corral them.
yeah.
And a lot of them are like sheep without a shepherd, so they're vulnerable to wolves in sheep's clothing,
Hmm.
corralling them into like the Catholic Church.
So if they can corral all the Christians into the Catholic Church, then where does that leave the that country from 1948? Because don't they want everybody to be with them, or they
Well,
want
they
to get rid of,
control the Catholic Church.
yeah, and they want to get rid of all of the people that are not like them, right?
That's right. Well, that's right. And it
So if
could
they're
be that,
corralled, it's easier to find them.
well, yeah. Well, those people from 1948, if you look at what they totally believe, and I've seen the dudes, they come out and they explain it.
Hmm.
They're just like, we serve Satan. We serve Satan. He's our God. And all people that aren't us are goyim. And
Yeah,
so they are
they're like
basically like
animals.
cattle. They're like
Yeah,
animals.
yeah.
And we can lie to them, and that's okay. Our God forgives us because we're lying to them for the betterment of Satan's plans. So
Mhm.
they totally justify that. So they've been told by Satan that all of the non people from 1948 are going to be exterminated and they're going to have this earth to themselves.
Mm.
And so that's why they do a lot of the micromanagement of the
That's
plants.
such a loving and, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not Christian, but it's such a loving, view of, like, worldview, or way to
Well,
think of
we've talked
people.
about how those people from 1948, they really love Big Shawarma because Big Shawarma kills you slowly and you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
They're like, that's perfect. So we fleece you and then we slaughter you.
That's
It
so
works out
gross.
good. So these people, they work for Satan, and Satan is evil. Like,
Yeah.
remember from the Simpsons movie?
Yeah.
Ah, when they throw the poop in the water and then the thing bubbles up, and then it's like the pirate ship, like Skull and Crossbones. It's all evil.
Or what about Doctor Evil from those movies?
Yes.
Evil.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
And
I
he
mean
goes, $1 million. And he's like, that's actually not that much money, Dr.
Did you wanna talk about, the signs of controlled opposition, or did we already
That's
cover that?
white pill. Yes, that is white pill. Part of being red velvet cake is seeing the signs of controlled opposition. What I what I've kind of come up with is a few litmus tests. So the Eddie Vedder Sean Penn test.
Mhm.
What's that?
If you'd like to go out paddleboarding with them?
If they look like if you look at somebody and you got to ask yourself this, it works good with stew.
Mm.
So if you want to know, like, if someone goes, is Stu Peters like the real deal Holyfield, or is he controlled opposition? You say, okay, well, here's a litmus test. Does he look like if he got a phone call from Eddie Vedder saying, Stu, me and Kelly Slater and Sean Penn, we're going to Maui and we got a condo, there's gonna be chicks and we're gonna be paddleboarding. You wanna go? And Stu would be like, I'll sell my soul to go. And they'll go, well, yeah, we know because Russell Brand is going to be there too. And Russell Brand's the same way.
Yeah.
He'll sell his soul to be in the in crowd with Eddie Vedder and Sean Penn. So that's one litmus test.
Okay.
So if they look like they're super desperate to be in the in crowd, careful. The other litmus test is if they talk about their body a lot,
Mm.
like Alex Jones talking about how well endowed he is. And Stu Peters going, I'm an underwear model and I'm ready for war. Or RFK Jr. like posting pictures of him 69 and working out. That's another telltale sign. Another
That's interesting that you always bring that up because, like, I don't really think about that. Like, that to me seems like maybe a sort of an insecurity, but hearing you talk about it, I would have to say that, like, I would have the same opinion of women who do that. Like, if I see a girl, like, is supposedly an influencer about political stuff or whatever, but she's, like, posting, like, constant, like, bikini poses and stuff,
yeah.
she kinda loses credibility with me. I'm like,
She's like an exhibitionist.
yeah, I'm like,
She's like,
she's
I'm on
phony.
your side, but I'm an
Yeah,
exhibitionist.
it just seems phony to me.
That's so that
Yeah,
to me, it might not be a German Shepherd moment, but if someone's like trying to like call attention to how sexually attractive their physical traits are, it's to me, it's like ding 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 ding. Let's pay attention now
yeah,
because this person's kind of shown they own a German Shepherd.
right.
The German Shepherd might not have gone down on them yet, but they own one.
And they're trying to distract you from the real
Exactly.
issues.
And then she's like going and sitting on the
Like,
couch with peanut butter.
look at my boobs,
Yes.
like, and don't pay attention to that other stuff.
No. If she sits down on the couch and she's got like a jar of peanut butter, you're like, okay, I haven't seen it yet, but you could be going there.
Hmm.
So then that's another one.
And the dog's sitting right next to
The
her,
dog.
drooling.
He's like looking, pawing at it. It's not there yet, but it's very close. Now, another one is too, is if they're constantly corralling your takeaway,
Yeah.
like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan goes, dude, with AI, you might as well not even be a writer.
Yeah, we could have written 30 scripts by the time it took you to walk up the steps to
We,
my podcast.
AI already wrote the
AI
scripts.
AI does it all.
So we're fucked. We're all fucked.
I'm a billionaire, but we're fucked.
I'm
Meaning
a
you.
billionaire. I have a
Meaning
huge
you.
audience. We're fucked. I mean, you're fucked. I'm not, but we are. But then, so that's
I
kind of,
use we in quotes.
yeah. We're fucked. Or like, here's another way that you can spot CO. Let's talk about the anomalies with the JFK assassination. And let's look at the Warren report and look at how many holes in the Warren report. But here it is a conspiracy, but here's the conspiracies that it is. Don't be listening to these people going down these rabbit.
Don't look at that other stuff. You're crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
That was
It's hilarious.
that's Candace Owens' like defense. You guys are crazy. So there's a couple of things. There's a lot more of them too, but those are the few that struck me. Or if somebody starts talking about like Salty Cracker, what was his kind of German Shepherd moment? He's like, dude, these Democrats, they keep importing all of these third world barbarians. And it's like, dude, it's not the Democrats. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Or like, who I saw the other day? It was uh Dr. Drew.
Oh God.
Dr. Drew is like commenting on Rob Reiner's death. He's
Oh,
like, the destruction of a family. And it's like, well, dude, you work for Satan, bro.
I think there was something wrong with that family a long time ago.
Dude, Rob Reiner, he was like dude, you could tell he had to go play a role in the news cycles talking bad about Trump. Like that was what he had to do.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to just constantly be out there,
So maybe, gosh, this might be a whole other episode, but since you brought it up, maybe his role was up and maybe he did something Satan didn't like, or it was just his role was up and his son is like the patsy now. Cause I think maybe he got MK Ultra. I don't know. We might have to do a whole episode on
yeah, and they do
that
that.
whole thing.
Satan does that. Like I think maybe this shooting down in Australia where it's like a Muzzy goes in and kills a bunch of those people from 1948.
Yeah.
What if that Muzzy's a patsy?
Right.
And they want to do that
Just
because
show all the hatred for those,
yeah,
for the
because
you
we're
know who's.
victims.
Yeah.
We're remember 6 million.
Well, they love to be victims.
6
That's been
million.
their whole shtick to use
I'm surprised. Like,
one of their.
you know what would have been funny? What if the guy went in there and it goes, a Muzzy went into a synagogue in Australia and he killed 6 million of those people.
Million.
Anyways, I think that was really good. Do you have any other things? Because this was kind of your idea.
I
You have had,
know.
Candace has been kind of,
Influential.
well, because she's been a topic for you over the last like few weeks because she has been showing her true colors.
Yeah.
And you have kind of seen her for who she really is. And it's been kind of exciting to watch because now, what I'm noticing is you're red velvet cake.
Mhm.
So people don't pass, they don't pass the sniff test
Right.
with you now.
Yeah.
Whereas I always kind of was like once Kanye, the final straw was when Candace went, well, when Kanye texted that he likes the way that I think, we just took off. So I went to England, met my white handler husband.
Millionaire handler husband. That was good.
Anything else?
No, that was good.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Bye.